shared here about kumi bila break. Kuna watu wanaita KBB, wanaita kumi bila break. Why is it likely that President William Ruto may easily cruise back into power, even with all the oppositions that are there? Allow me to share freely, because an opinion, everybody is entitled to their own opinion. But why is it likely that we might be seeing His Excellency the President having easier time to get back to power than many people imagine? Let's take, for example, of course, we talked about yesterday. We talked about we quoted something that he said. He said, "My fellow Kenyans, do not judge me as if I have been in power for 10 years. I have been in power for less than 3 years. Let us reason together. When I took office, what was the price of unga and petrol?" And some people began to ask, is Kenya about unga and petrol alone? Of course, the naysayers always have something to say against. So he said, and what is the price of unga and petrol now? And the most important thing to think about there is the prices of petrol went down without the subsidies. The prices of unga went down without subsidizing consumption, but subsidizing production. It is important to check on that. The shilling stabilized against the dollar without any artificial, impetus being channeled into it. So affordable housing and all the programs that are there. But we also looked at, we mentioned that the digital superhighway is creating jobs for the young people, as well as, security having been enhanced with housing of police officers, as well as affordable housing. The buildings that are coming up and creating over 250,000 jobs, which is actually over 1,000% increase, and over 103,000 affordable units under construction. These are some of the part of the scorecard that the president will use as he claims a second term. In agriculture, the achievements there, in universal health coverage, and I'm going to come back to this one because people are registering in SHA. Many people are thinking that there is no registration going on. Let's take, for example, SHA. I thought maybe people were just talking until I got a patient the other day. And number one, the person was not registered in SHA before. So he was registered by his, by the friends who took him to hospital. Immediately after he arrived there, and the following day, he was received. And I was able to pay for him because he couldn't pay, but I was able to pay for him for 3 months, and he was received. And the treatment began immediately. Even it was NHIF. I will never forget how I struggled with NHIF, in Pumwani Hospital. I'll never forget that experience. It was a very bad experience because I had to run up and down, go to their offices, come back to Pumwani, and they later only paid for bed alone. But what is happening with the SHA is different. Maybe if you have not been able to get a patient, maybe you may not understand. You may be listening to people who are naysayers, but even when you are listening to people, Some of the people making a lot of noise, they have people in their backyard registering like crazy in SHA. Let me shock you. The list of the people who have registered for SHA, number one, it is Mombasa County. Even when, before Baba came into the broad-based government, Mombasa was registering people, and they are leading in percentage of the people that have registered in SHA. Bomet is second in percentage. I will tell you why I'm saying in percentage. Nyeri, Kwamutai, Kaiga, they are making a lot of noise, but they are also registering in SHA and MAS. It is number 3. Elgeyo Marakwet, the county associated mostly with Kipchumba Murkomen, is number 4, and number 5 is Kirinyaga County. And when you go to the list of, number of, you may not be able to read this, but I can read for you number of the people that have been registered in SHA. The number of people registered in SHA. I want to read to you that list of people registered in SHA. Per county, you'll be surprised. Some of the counties where people are saying, people should not register in SHA, their people are registering, and some of the opposition counties are being left behind, and they are having themselves to blame because they are not able to get their people to get services. They think that everybody else is not getting services and is not mindful of getting services. That is a lie of the devil. Listen to this, people of God. County number 1 with the highest registered persons is Kirinyaga County with 106,626 registered in SHA against a target population of 610,000. Number 2 is Nyeri County, 164,101 registered in SHA against a population of target population of 759,000. And as you move down, you realize Lamu is number 3, Kiambu is number 4, Bomet is number 5, Embu is number 6, Kisumu is number 7, Tharaka is number 8, Laikipia is number 9, Kericho 10, Elgeyo Marakwet 11, Machakos is number 12, Mombasa is number 13 in the number of registered, but percentage it is higher than many of these other counties. Nyandarua is number 14, Homa Bay 15, Uasin Gishu 16. I was checking, and Garissa is having the list, is actually at number 47, but you understand the population. Turkana is number 46, Mandera 45. So people are registering in SHA en masse. And if anybody tells you not to register, ask them so that you may register where. Until you get a patient, you may not understand why it is so important to be registered in SHA. Make sure that you are following up registration before it is too late. And let me tell you this, people of God. When it is time for politics, play politics. Be free. Castigate anyone or against anyone. But when it comes to time of living the life, don't be naive. Go to where reality is. I like what Raila Odinga is practicing. He knows only 3 months of politicking. After that, whoever wins government he goes to them and he negotiates. And for the next 5 years, he is in government. After that, he goes back to the opposition. And nobody can fault him for that, because that is how democracy works. The envisioned proper way of democracy working is where people campaign because they belong to the same nation. Whoever wins is joined by those that lose, and they build the nation for the next 5 years. After the 5 years, they campaign again. Whoever wins is joined by the other people, and they don't sabotage development of a nation. No, they enhance, they make policies better. They don't endeavor to stop the movement of a nation forward, because even if they were to be leaders after the current leader, they need to have a place where they can continue leading from. Sio kuchimba mashimo kama wengine walivyofanya walipojua wanaondoka. Nikusomea scripture iko hapa